Loose league of adventurers with moderate abilities. A Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Follow the exploits of Glind, Elira, Sai, and Kellic as they travel the world uncovering secrets from their past and discovering new things about each other. This podcast is intended for mature audiences. If you are not mature and listen to this podcast, you may risk finding our humor funnier than it actually is. Last time, on Llama. Massive, hulking creature or shape of some sort in the sky, and it looks like it's dive bombing the ship.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like trying to brace itself until it slides about 5 feet away from you.
Good kitty. I throw one of my days of rations that I have on me. All right, so, okay. Can I do an awesome acrobatic check to do a backflip to the door and then land and twirl my way out and close the door?
Before that happens,
Yep.
I give it the finger.
You flip off the dragon. The next thing any of you remember is feeling this hot, burning sensation on your stomachs or your back or your head. And Glind, Kellic, and Sai, I want you all to roll a d20 and tell me your result.
15.
4.
Sorry, I was totally distracted there for a second. Roll a what?
A d20.
Okay, 19.
All right, Glind, you wake up, or your eyes open. You have the worst headache of your life. Worse than that time that a dwarf challenged you to a drinking contest.
Oh, that time.
Yeah, that time. And you drank him under the table.
Remember it.
And you wake up and you're just like baked. Like the sun is bright and your skin is red and peeling. You're somewhere on a beach, like this white, sandy, very fine sand. There's a slight breeze, and even a slight breeze is enough to kind of blow this sand into your face. And
Cool.
You're just like caked in sand and mud, and the waves are like rolling up on shore and like just kissing the bottom of your feet, which are soaked, as is the rest of your body. And all around you is like scrimshaw and pieces of the ship and crates, and there's bodies just all over the place. But you happen to notice just a few feet down the shoreline are the bodies of Kellic, Sai, and Elira, and they're not moving.
Okay. Well, who's closest to me?
They're all just kind of like piled up on each
Okay.
other, and there's like some net with some seaweed on it, and you think there's some rice noodles and cut up pieces of meat there. No, there's just like a net and some seaweed and like maybe some dead
see
jellyfish.
A food holster.
Yeah, you see a trail ration pack just like readily available and a leopard eating it. No.
Okay. I am going to wait. Okay. I want to look around just really quickly to see what's within eyesight, what eye shot, whatever. Like what does the environment look like?
Behind you along the coast and out into the water, you see what appears to be those massive storm clouds that had been following the ship for the past 3 weeks.
Okay.
In addition to that, in the water, it appears there's some sort of massive whirlpool or series of whirlpools that are just kind of like, the sun is high in the sky, and you were on the sea for 3+ weeks, so you're really used to like the color of the ocean at sunset when it kind of turns red and then green. And even though the sun is like high in the sky, all of these whirlpools are kind of like crimson.
Okay, cool. What about the land?
Land-wise, it's hot. As you view off into the distance, it's doing that thing where like heat waves, like when
Kind of thing.
yeah, like kind of like a mirage type thing. But in the distance, you think you see like the tops of buildings and some slight like smoke from like potentially the cooking fires or something.
Okay.
But that
Is there
looks
even like the slightest bit of shade within walking distance?
not around you currently. No, you're on a wide, sandy, open beach.
Well, I'm gonna run over and check it to see if my friends are even alive.
Okay. You run over, and Alira, like, her head has kind of like a bloody wound on it, but it seems like the blood has kind of stemmed, and she's snoring.
Okay.
Kellic, he is covered in vomit, and you don't know if you can hear him breathing. And
So you didn't wash it off?
I'm assuming this is new vomit.
It's
Great.
It's super supreme vomit.
Yeah.
Nothing can get it off.
And Kellic is just laying there face down in this sand, and you can't tell if he's breathing either.
Well,
There's
I'm
two
gonna.
Kellics? Wow.
Or
Yes,
sorry,
I am
Sai.
numerous.
Sai is
Yeah,
face
I
down in
am
the sand.
many.
He saw double so long that it became true.
I
Yeah.
am all.
Okay, so it was that Kellic that was face down.
No, that
Or
was
Sai.
Sai that was face down. Kellic is face
Okay.
up, covered in vomit.
I'm gonna roll Sai over and do whatever I can to get him breathing,
All right.
or make sure that he's breathing, or something.
Medicine check. I think there's still medicine, right?
Yes, there
Yeah.
is.
Yep. 16.
16. All right. You kind of put your ear down next to his nose to see if he's breathing, and you don't hear anything initially, and so you kind of like check his pulse, and you're feeling around, and you kind of like touch his like chest to see if he's still breathing, and there, after a second, you just kind of hear a.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Does it seem realistic that there might be a couple of like small sticks around on the beach?
Oh yeah, there's scrimshaw and there's pieces of the ship.
Oh, great.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do then, in response to all this, and so this is my big action, is to just, I'm going to grab enough sticks to where I can take. I've still got my pack with me.
Yep, you guys have all your gear still. It's still attached to your bodies.
So I'm going to take out
Oh, good.
the articles of clothing that are in my pack.
Mhm.
I've got like some
Very-
fine clothes and stuff, and I'm gonna like make some little tents over their like chests, their upper bodies, to get them out of the sun.
Okay. All right. So you're basically building like a couple little like twig lean-tos sort of thing.
Yes, yeah,
right.
just over their bodies enough to get some shade on them.
All right. Perfect. This whole process takes roughly 15-20 minutes. It works. You take like the fabric remnants you have. You find some fabric along the beach from dead sailors and soldiers or whatever. Some of the sails kind of washed up on shore as well.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So you managed to make yourself a nice little hobo camp that's protecting the majority of them from the sun.
Do I see if anybody else is alive?
Go ahead and roll one more medicine check.
15.
15. Okay. You wander around the beach for a little bit, checking the pulses and the breathing of the dozen or so sailors that washed ashore. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any of them survived.
Alrighty. Well, then I'm just gonna like whip out my lute and start playing a song, hoping that my friends will wake up.
You just whip that thing out indiscriminately, don't you?
Well, yeah, it's kind of my go-to.
Yeah, whip it out.
Jeez, so inappropriate.
All right. So
Well, no one can see anyway, so it doesn't matter.
2 hours down the road, Kellic begins to stir and wake up. Another hour after that, Sai begins to stir and wake up. Alira just continues snoring.
Oh god, this is worse than the time I snuck into the king palace and partied with the princess on her 18th birthday. Oh god.
Kellic just lies there staring up. I don't think I like ships anymore.
Did you ever in the first place?
It was exciting the first time.
Hey, Kellic, you can't dismiss the whole because of one unfortunate. God, I think I'm done with ships too. Oh.
So in
That
the
was my
distance-
whole experience.
In the distance, you can kind of hear the waves lapping on shore softly, just kind of the whoosh, and then you hear some seagulls in the distance. And there's a light breeze, which is probably the only thing keeping you guys cool at this point, because the sand is emanating heat, the water is emanating heat, and like the sun is very much emanating heat. But one thing is pretty clear. Where you guys have landed, based on your knowledge of your route, you are nowhere near Mephoria, the place you were heading to.
Okay. Can I do a perception check or investigation, whichever one it would be, to see what's around us.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Go ahead and roll a investigation.
All right, that would be a 15.
All right. You look around a bit. There's scrimshaw on the beach. There's boat debris. There's some dried up driftwood. There's some pieces of the sail. There's a couple of partial crates that have like that symbol broken off on it. A lot of dead bodies. And in the distance, you think you see like cooking smoke or campfire smoke with on the top of some buildings that are just barely cresting over a small hill.
All right. When I see the symbol on the crate, I start laughing a little bit.
Okay.
Just like kind of like, how the hell did I get away? You know,
Right.
like the almost death, laughing like, oh no.
I'm gonna notice him laughing and come over and look at what he's looking at, and I'm gonna look at that symbol.
Okay. The symbol is a crescent moon with an X inside of it. In the negative space.
Okay, so can I identify the religion?
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Oh man, that's terrible. 6.
You look at it. It seems familiar enough, like you may have seen it in the past, but you don't recall any immediate information about it.
Okay.
Kellic starts crawling towards the water to wash off the vomit.
Okay. You begin crawling, and immediately upon leaving the shade, the apparent sunburn that is covering your body registers itself to your pain index. And
I change my mind and turn around and crawl back under my little sunshade.
all of the sand the like salty sand is just digging into the sunburn, just stinging.
I'm gonna ask Sai what he saw in the crates.
Nothing special. Just the normal locked crates. Can't see anything. Perhaps some treasure. I don't know. Oh yeah, and the little fact of a leopard. Yeah, that was a fun one.
A leopard.
Uh-huh.
A leopard.
A leopard.
Yep.
Intriguing.
That's right, a leopard. It was very big. It wanted to eat me. I thought I could be friends, but it was like, nah, man. Nah.
I'm guessing your pants were wet before the water came downstairs?
Nice.
That's first off, I was all the way downstairs, just saying. Second off, that's a no comment.
I'm gonna ruminate on that symbol on the wood, but since I can't really get that memory right now, I'll just let it bug me while I search the shore for any sign of the captain.
Okay. You're searching around the shore, and as you're like kind of flipping over a couple of the sailors, seeing if they're him, and you're picking up things, you pick up a piece of the mast, of the sail that was on the mast, sorry. And you notice a hole roughly the size of about like 1 foot in diameter.
A hole in the mast?
Sorry, a hole in the sand. And it's about a foot in diameter.
So there's a foot hole in the sand.
Yeah.
In the middle of just kind of, it doesn't seem like anything made it.
It looks like it might be a burrow of some kind.
Okay. Well, I guess I am going to investigate the burrow.
Okay. Roll an investigation check.
So, did we receive any hit points back or no?
1 hit point, I believe, is what you get back after waking up from an unconscious period of time.
Okay.
And then the next time you sleep for 6 to 8 hours, you regain all hit points back.
Okay.
And can we use hit dice to get health back too?
Yeah, during a short rest, which I think you're taking right now. So yes, you could.
Yes, sir. So how many back?
You roll your hit die.
And I already we've all taken like a rest while.
Yeah, so you would have gotten That would have been traumatic rest, so it's not necessarily a rest, so it's kind of like waking up from being unconscious, so everybody would have gotten 1 hit point back.
Yeah,
But I sat and played music for a few hours.
Oh, right. Yeah, which would have been a short rest. So you could expend a hit die to regain it back or whatnot.
The only one who's taking a rest would be, a Lyra.
I don't even think you took any damage, though, Glyn, other than dying.
Well, that's what I was
I
wondering
mean,
about the shipwreck. If you're saying that we all woke up with
You
one.
said dying.
Yeah,
What?
not dying, but, like, blacking out or whatever.
Okay.
Knock the hell out,
All right.
mate.
I'm sitting pretty right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 17 for investigate.
You're investigating this, and as you do, you've seen this before on beaches, but not nearly of this size. Usually it's like the size of like a part of a copper piece.
Sand crab.
This looks like the burrow of a crab, and as you're investigating it, you are certain it is the burrow of a crab as it comes out of the water behind you with 2 of its friends, and they kind of like lift their claws in the air and wiggle back and forth on their 8 legs, and one of them kind of comes up and tries to snip at your leg, and you
Do they
realize
bring us flowers?
it's trying to fight you. Roll initiative, all of you.
How big are these crabs? Just FYI.
They're
a
like
chick?
the size of a dog,
Also, we got
Okay.
lobstrosities.
like
Right.
a golden lab.
Mud crabs.
Yeah. So all of you, except Elira, because she's asleep, roll initiative.
All right.
I rolled an 8.
Let me get out my initiative board.
Oh my gosh! I rolled a 3.
All right, so Glenn.
Well,
has
I rolled
3,
a
Trevor
12.
has an 8, Sai has a 12, and Elira has a sleep. She goes to the bottom of the list. All right, and these crabs are going to be going first. Okay. So the first one kind of like scuttles towards you sideways, and he's like, and he reaches out, and he pinches at your leg, and it's strong. It's very hard feeling, and he will get a 6, which is not going to hit. So he pinches at your leg, like almost like as a warning. But it is still hard enough where you definitely feel it and you think there's going to be a bruise. The second crab, noticing you don't kind of move away, scuttles up to you and does the same thing. And he is going to hit with a 22.
Oh, wow.
And he
Ouch.
pinches at your leg with his claw. And he will do 5 points of damage.
Are you freaking kidding me?
I'm serious. And your leg is being held fast. He's not releasing it.
Oh man.
You are currently grappled. The third crab, seeing that you are grappled, begins moving down the beach towards the other 3 who are sleeping. And he's kind of like, or well, one is sleeping. The other of you 2 are just sitting there. And he kind of like is riding the waves, like he got into the water a little ways and is like riding the waves, like kind of bobbing up and down. And he exits the water right down at your guys' feet. And he will try pinching Elira. And he will miss. So that will make it Glyn, or nope, that makes it Sai's turn.
All right. I see that it's attacking Lyra, because I'm assuming I'm like next to her or fairly close.
Yep.
And I'm going to take out my rapier and I'm just going to jab it into it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Ooh, I crit.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So that'll hit.
All right. And do I have to roll again then for?
So for crits, what we will do
Or
in
do
this
they
campaign,
change
nope, there's no crit confirmation. Just if you roll a 20,
Alright.
it's automatic.
Oh, good.
So what we will
favorite.
do for crits in this session or in this campaign is, you will take max damage. So you automatically get max damage for your attack, not
Alright.
including like special modifiers and other things like that.
So none of the plus whatever.
Yeah, correct. So just
Alright.
like your weapon damage
The
maxed out, and
Max
then
dice. All right.
you can roll again plus your modifiers and add that on top of max weapon
Alright.
damage. And that's how we'll do crits for the whole campaign.
So, okay, so that'll be.
How does finesse work?
Finesse allows you to use your dexterity modifier on a weapon instead of your strength modifier.
When it's a weapon that allows it.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So like all my weapons are finesse weapons, so I could use my dexterity, which increases my damage and attack, but like chance to hit and my damage output by more. Well, just my attack.
Yeah, not damage.
Damage is because that's the type of damage they use.
Yep.
That comes from strength.
Okay.
No,
No, not on finesse weapons. Finesse
Finesse
weapons
weapon.
use dexterity.
dexterity. Yeah.
For damage, too?
Yeah.
Weird.
So I got a total of 17.
Wow.
Rapiers are d8s, and then I rolled a 6 plus 3.
Not
Wait,
bad.
how'd you do a pair?
How do you what?
A pair of D8s?
He
No.
he got a critical, so
Oh,
he gets
yep,
max
okay.
damage. All right, so you skewer this crab, like it's just like, and it kind of like you pull your rapier out, and it immediately flips on its back and curls up all of its legs, and it's dead.
Is that how all of them die, no matter what? Just flip on the back, curl in?
I don't know. This might have been an exception, but it sounded
Oh,
awesome.
alright.
So then that makes it Kellick's turn. Kellick, you're yeah, Glint.
I'm sorry. How does attack bonus work?
So your attack bonus, if it's a finesse weapon, it's a D20 plus your dexterity modifier, and then if you're proficient with that weapon, plus your proficiency mod. If it's not a finesse weapon, it uses strength instead of dexterity modifier. So you would roll your D20. You would add whatever modifier.
For dex.
So finesse, so your dexterity modifier, and then your proficiency, which is 2. So if you roll a 10, what's your dexterity modifier?
2.
Okay, so if you rolled a 10, you would add 2 for your dexterity, and then 2 more for your proficiency, so you would have gotten a 14.
If you're
so
proficient in that weapon.
Is the attack bonus? What does that number do?
It increases your likelihood to hit. It's what you're using to surpass the armor class of the enemy. And then
Okay.
So if the armor class of the enemy is a 13 and you get a 13 or higher with your roll plus your modifiers.
What I'm confused about is my attack bonus on my sheet says 4.
Okay. That sounds
That's right.
That sounds correct.
Because you're proficient
Sounds
with it,
about
which
right,
is
yeah.
a +2, because you add your proficiency bonus.
Yep.
Then you also add your dexterity bonus, which is a 2, so that's 4.
So that's just saying that my attack rolls are a D20 plus 4.
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And then there should be something similar for the damage on the weapon. It should say like
Well, it says 1d8 plus 2.
Yep. And so
1d8 plus 2.
that 2 is going to be your dexterity modifier. You don't add
So that's
proficiency.
different from the attack bonus.
Yep. So one of them sees if you hit, and the other one tells you how much damage you do if you hit.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh. All right.
Yep. No worries. Kellick, you are laying down in the sand of this beach, covered in a sunburn
And puke.
and vomit. Yes.
Crab bait.
You've probably
Okay,
puked
after-
a couple times since you've been here too.
Great. Why am I not empty? Anyways,
You drank a lot of seawater, dude.
awesome. Okay, so I, obviously hearing and noticing, Sai skewering the crab, I likely would have heard Glind get pinched by the crab.
Yelping.
Just like
You probably went like, ow, you guys.
Fie, a crab hath nipped me.
Great. I get up, take up my sword, and go to help Glind.
okay.
Thank you.
2 on 1
Um,
isn't fair.
Yeah, you make it down there. They're only about 25 feet from you, so you can make it there easily.
Can I attack too?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'll handle the one with who's got my leg. You just take that one that's sneaking around behind me or whatever.
Yeah, he's just kind of like crab walking to the side, and he's like,
I do that. A 23.
that'll hit.
Sweet.
No, was that a natural 20 or was that?
No, it's an
No.
18.
All right.
And show my H-sided. 7 damage.
All right. What kind of weapon are you using?
A long sword.
A long sword. All right. So
Yes,
you
it's
swing,
a long sword. It's double-edged.
You swing your long sword at the crab, and you hit its hard carapace, and you think you see a little of its carapace kind of crack, but it does not go down. In fact, it's like two little like eyes on the stalk, which are these like little beady black things on a red stalk. You just see them kind of like turn to you, and these like cute little like smaller pincers that are near its mouth start like bubbling. Like there's like bubbles coming out of its mouth, and it's just like it's
Watch out, it's
going
gonna use bubble beam.
yeah, like it's just looking at you right now.
Better hope you're not weak against water.
He's weak against everything right now. He's got like 1 HP.
But no, I'm healed. I'm all
Um,
good.
So then that makes it Glenn, your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna pull out my rapier and try to stab that thing through the face.
All right. It is currently grappled to you, so it has you have disadvantage attacking it unless you can get out of its grapple.
Well, so can I do like a try to get out of its grapple thing first?
Yeah, you can make an escape check, which is
Okay.
going to be a. Is there an escape skill on your guys' sheets?
No, I do
No.
not believe so.
I didn't think so.
I would assume
Um,
it'd be athletics
No, it's just going to be a strength check.
strength.
So you need to roll a strength check, which is going to be a D20, and then
With
added
strength
your strength modifier.
Okay, 14.
Beautiful. Basically, you just kind of kick the crab in the underside, and he lets go of your leg, and you just hear him like just really angry, and he's like pinching his claws hard together, so they're like tack 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 tack, like he's really mad at you, and you can attack him.
Okay, I try to stab him through the face.
Okay, roll your D20.
20. Okay, do I add the attack bonus?
Yes.
The 4?
Yep.
Okay, 24.
So you rolled a 20 normally though.
Yeah.
That's a critical hit. So you get to
Nice.
take full damage, full weapon damage, and you're using a rapier, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's going to be 8. And then you get to roll a D8 plus the 2 and add that on top of the 8 for the
Okay.
critical hit.
7.
Okay. So then that's 8 and 7 brings
That's
us
15.
to 15. You thrust your rapier at the crab right as you kick it off of your leg, hitting it midair and skewering it on
Yeah.
your rapier, and you kind of like just tilt your rapier so it's point down, and the crab just kind of like slides off of it, and it hits
Yeah.
the dirt and flips upside down, and all of its legs curl in, and just hear and it stops bubbling at the mouth.
It's hard.
I
with
give
the
I give a knowing nod towards Glenn with my rapier in the air, like, yeah, rapiers.
Rapier club.
I lift my rapier in response.
All right. And then that makes it the crab's turn. This other crab is eyeing up Kellic like he's dinner. And
Fight me, bro.
he picks up both of his claws, and he comes up to you, and he's like wiggling them in the air, and one of them's like noticeably larger than the other one. He's like waving it back and forth like he's trying to confuse you, and he just swings it in and tries to get you right in the midsection. And that's going to be a 14. Will that hit?
Nope.
All right. He pincers at you, and you just kind of like slide to the side because he had a pretty big tell on his attack, and
He's a crab.
yeah, he's a crab, and you just hear his pincer slam down like plonk right next to where your torso was, but is no longer. And then he kind of like turns around a little bit, like he's crawling behind you, like, and he is behind you now, and then that will make it Sai's turn.
Okay, how far away are they from me?
About 25, 30 feet.
Sweet. I'm gonna scoot up to him and then attack him with my rapier.
Okay. Roll for your attack.
That would be a 20.
A 20. That will hit. Roll for damage.
7.
All right. 7 on the crab that's already taken 7 makes 14. And you stab the crab like in one of his eye stalks, and he gets really upset and like moves his claw to like go and pull it out. And in the process, he kind of clips off his other eye, and he like walks like into the like your leg as you finish stabbing him, and he dies. This one.
Wait.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I pulled it out, and then he flipped over on his back and
He
curled
flips
up,
over
right?
on his back, curls all his legs inwards, and like a spider when it's dying. And you guys are successful in combat. Woo! The crabs are dead.
Huzzah!
Victory!
The crabs are dead.
We no longer have crabs, y'all.
I mean, you still have the crabs. They're still there.
And thank
We have
goodness
dead
because I'm
crabs,
hungry.
y'all.
I have
I
vomit.
check for butter.
There seems
that
to
was
be a
wild
lot of
dog.
barking butter sticks in the background. Like these butters like just kind of come out of the ocean. They're just like bark, 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 bark. They're like barking
They're very,
butterfish.
very
Okay,
rare fish
wait,
that only found in one part of the world.
Glenn's gonna. I'm gonna immediately like remember that one of them was like in a hole.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go just run over and investigate the hole that the
Okay.
crab came out of.
Roll an investigation check.
It's just a burrow. He was just living there. Like, man, I'm cooling off because I'm a crab. Crabby, crab, crab, crab.
Cocky, cocky.
Why not Crabberg? You know?
Okay, investigation +1, 20.
All right. You kind of like look in, and it's a little dark, and so you kind of like reach in and feel around. And as you're feeling around, you find 2 small round objects that you can feel with your hands.
Okay. Are they the crab's testicles?
I don't know. Pull them out and look at them.
Are they crabicles? Okay, I pull them out and look.
You find 2 pearls.
Oh yeah. Nice. How big are they?
They're about the size of a marble.
Cool. All right.
Like a
Got some
regular
pearls.
marble or a shooter marble?
Like a regular marble. They're still pretty big, but yeah.
That is pretty big, yeah.
Great.
Pearls.
Yeah.
Kalik is going to make his way back over to Alira and check on her.
As you're looking at her, she's sleeping pretty soundly, and like you guys must have missed it at some point, but like there was a 4th crab. It was about half the size of the other ones, and it's just like laying in the sand next to her upside down with like a stabbing hole on it. But she's now like using it as a pillow.
Huh. She must be very tired. Does she have like narcolepsy or something?
It's a possibility.
I mean,
She is homicidal sleepwalking.
That's exactly what's happening.
and then she uses the corpses of her victims as pillows.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to support this kind of content and other content like it, please consider becoming a Patreon over at www.patreon.com/GentlemanGames. You can become a Patreon for as little as $1 a month, and it's because of supporters like you that we can continue making quality content for you to enjoy. Thank you.